Welcome back to a Deeper Dig Conversation Series, episode 28. The guest I have with me today, she does Design Buddies. I had the pleasure of meeting her at the Adobe Create event. She does a lot of things very creative, and she kind of pushes that memo of really digging deeper with everything, like specifically where we live in the world of AI and tech. You know, she does that in a way that embodies community. She also does CoCreate, and she just does a lot of different things in this world of tech that is always trending and is always moving. And she does that by incorporating community, specifically out here in San Francisco. So Grace, welcome to have you on.
Thanks for having me on. I'm so excited. I'm so glad we get to collab on a rabbit-themed content.
Yeah, we got the rabbit ears, bunny ears. It's all the above. I'm really here for it. First time ever. So just don't jump right into it. For you, how would you describe yourself as a person? You know, I just feel like for you, you're a multifaceted creative who's covering everything. But how would you describe yourself as a person?
Oh, thank you. I do a lot of random things. I find it hard to describe with one word. Currently, I do art, I do illustration, I love hosting events, I love traveling, I love running. So currently right now, I'm building Design Buddies, which is the world's largest design community. Our mascot's a bunny. The name is Fluffle the bunny.
Fluffle the bunny.
Well, you know, Fluffle is actually plural for like many bunnies. It's like a group of bunnies, but it's Fluffle. It's our community. We're also building CoCreate, which is our same team, which is our ecosystem for designers and founders to connect. And also have a podcast about it's called How Creators Make Money. I love talking about like business, creativity, and money and finance. I love making content. I love drawing, doing art, cute kawaii art. I draw a lot of bunnies too. I also love traveling. I love running competitively. So I do a lot of things regarding like business, creativity, art, running, and I love that. And I'm born and raised around San Francisco.
So, like, for you, like, what made you want to get started, like, with Design Buddies? Like, and just in general, like, with this creative platform that you have, and what was kind of like those things that got you inspired?
Yeah, I love this game called MapleStory, Pokemon, Animal Crossing. Because growing up, I wanted to be a game designer and anime artist, but growing up, I grew up in this town called Cupertino, which is like 50 minutes south of San Francisco. It's where Apple is. A lot of like parents and kids want to be like doctor, engineer, lawyer, or failure. So like I want to be an artist. I want to be a game designer, anime artist. But I actually went to school studying bioengineering and computer engineering because I thought that's what society meant, success. But after I graduated, I wanted to break into design, UX design specifically at first because it actually like pays the most without needing to code in tech. So I ended up working at EA, Electronic Arts, but I found it kind of hard to break into design. I felt like in the past, other design communities were a bit gatekeepy, and I didn't really like that. So I just made Design Buddies like 5 years ago when I was in school. It was April 2020, and it just like grew a lot. I tried to also like create a community so I can learn from people, grow together, learn together, and now it has over 150,000 members and 2 million followers. So it's been a really fun journey of just like trying to build community, hosting events, programs, building products, all to help designers, and also like has given me so many opportunities to like fly around the world and create content and do a lot of cool projects.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that like, you know, I feel like for everyone, creators should emphasize is like this sense of community. And so when you have your established community, specifically on Discord, because I noticed your Discord is like really active, how do you go about like, you know, updating them, establishing them on like what's going on with what it is that you have to do?
I try to be an active member of my own community, so I try to like say hi or like chat every single day. And whenever I see people in voice chat, I always try to say hi as well. We do like weekly announcemements of like events, community features, and other content people can participate in. Also hosting events. We try to do one. Lately, we've been doing like a live event every week. We've been doing like weekly like portfolio, resume roasts, design roastings on like online. But we also do a lot of in-person events. I do a lot. I live in both San Francisco and Los Angeles actually. So I do a lot of events in SF and LA and try to like do more in-person stuff. I've also hosted events in 10 different countries around the world. So I did like world tours and like in-person events, but also keeping the online community vibrant and active. But I just try to be a member of the community, find a way to feature our members, having mods, having them be active. I choose mods based on how active people are, and I feel like they're a good person. They can be a mod, and just like create opportunities for people to connect live together.
And I feel like you already know what I'm gonna ask next, but the bunnies. Where did it start?
I just like bunnies. I'm actually almost the year of the rabbit. I just think bunnies are cute. And buddies sounds like bunnies. So I just thought bunnies. Because like the first logo I made for Design Buddies was a group of bunnies. I just like them. They're really cute. Yeah, nothing too deep, I guess. I just like bunnies. They're just cute. Because you can hop into stuff. There's carrots. They're just cute, very demure, mindful, cutesy creatures.
Just mind stick to themselves and be super composed as it is. But one of the things that interests me and caught your eye specifically, especially talking to you more at the Adobe Create event, is like, you know, we mentioned community. I think community is like kind of like the focal piece, but you know, as you get more established as a creative, you get the sense of, you know, people that really kind of inspire you as far as your work goes. And for you, who are some people that you feel that you are doing like really impactful work, like creatively? It could be in any way, like who you get inspired by.
Yeah. So who inspires me? So I'm actually inspired by multiple things. I'm inspired by like artists, content creators, and video games. This game in particular, MapleStory. Have you heard of MapleStory?
I have heard of MapleStory.
Have you played MapleStory?
I need to play MapleStory.
It's the best game ever. I love MapleStory, just like the art, the music, the community. I was a guild leader, and the storyline, the characters, the world design, the level design. I just like love all of it. I feel like it just like fits so well with each other, and there's like a whole like social community aspect. So MapleStory is actually one of my biggest inspirations of my whole career in terms of like design and community building, because later I wanted to be a game designer, so I ended up working as a UX designer at Electronic Arts because I love games, and games changed my life a lot. Like in school, I was actually like I was actually bullied a lot for like being a nerd or like not really liking academics. So I kind of like flocked to like MapleStory to find my community. So that was kind of fun. Okay,
the win is not doing you justice.
Yeah. It sucks. But I love MapleStory because I feel like I was also a guild leader. So I was this like 14-year-old girl leading a bunch of 30-year-old dudes around like boss battles. So it was like kind of cute, kind of fun. I got a lot of free items because I was a girl in a game. So that was kind of funny. I did a lot of fan art. My illustration style is honestly inspired by MapleStory. So I love MapleStory. Also, another person who really inspires me is Cassie Ho. She has this YouTube channel called Blogilates. Have you heard of Blogilates?
I have heard of
Oh, awesome. Yeah. So sorry, my bunny ears, the wind is like really, really attacking me right now.
We can keep this in post.
We're in a really windy environment, but Blogilates, so Cassie, she started her journey as a creator doing like fitness videos, and she's evolved into like fashion, creativity, design. So I did a lot of her workouts when I was in high school. It got me really fast at running. So I was actually like Division 1 runner. I saw your LinkedIn, your D1 athlete too. Same here with me. Yeah. So I was a D1 cross country and track runner in school, and her workouts helped me like learn strength training and stuff. But I just like love her designs, her fashion designs, the way she carries herself, the way she speaks to her audience, the way she builds community. I was in her Facebook group. I got some of her merch, and I feel like she did a really good job in like creating content, a brand for herself, design, community building, and more. So I really like her content for inspiration.
Where do you go for track and field? What college?
Oh, I went to Santa Clara University.
Oh, you went to SCU.
Yeah. What did you?
I was a high jumper. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't really have the skills of running, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not doing anything past a 400, but I can jump high. So I'm literally a living embodiment of a bunny.
Yeah, you're literally one. You hop really high.
I'm a literal living bunny.
Yeah.
So no, that's sick. One of the things that also caught my eye is like how you get inspired by a lot of different things, whether it be from running, it can be in tech, it can be in graphic design. And just for you, how do you embody all those things into your work? Like I feel like for me specifically, like my experience with doing Division 1 track and field, it gives me more insight of how to go about those different traits and personalities of being resilient and just being passionate about the work that I do. That's some things that I learned from track and field. But for you, like, are there any like lessons or anything at all that you were able to learn through your experiences that helped you?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of, especially like young and impressionable people, they feel like they have to treat their career like their identity. Like they have to be like, you can only do design, you can only do engineering, but life is more than your job title. So I feel like I encourage, especially like young creators and anyone in general, to you can just do everything. You don't need permission. So whatever interests you, whatever gives you joy, you can do everything. But honestly, also being a D1 athlete, we had like 20 hours of practice every week, and like 2 practices a day. So I really had to time manage really well, and I feel like that training, that discipline, showing up every day at 7 a.m, practicing twice a day, running at that level, really taught me how to discipline myself and schedule my time. So like I feel like because of my athletic background, I'm able to like do so many things. I'm so used to just like being on the go all the time, and also like helps me. I still run to this day. I still run competitively to this day. I took in like a 5-year break due to injuries and stuff, but I'm back. And just like having like a goal outside of work, outside of business, outside of like anything, just like for myself, also keeps me grounded, and running is such a great way to like stay healthy, think about life and all that. So I guess to sum it up, like don't limit yourself by just like one thing. You don't have to put yourself into a box. You can do everything.
Yeah, and I know San Francisco, it got a lot of great trails, huh? Like running wise, because I don't know, like for me, when I think about running, I mean, I love San Francisco. I also really like Berkeley too, in that area. But what are some like good running spots that you check out?
I love Golden Gate Park. I actually don't have a car, so I like run in Panhandle, Golden Gate Park a lot, in Keysler Stadium. It's like a track that I like that's like free. It's like not tied to a school, so like the public can use it. Because I tried running at like high schools, but they thought I was a student and told me to go back to class.
Oh.
Also, Presidio, Land's End's pretty nice, and Embarcadero. I like running like at I'm from Cupertino, so like Rancho, Baylands, and like cool trails with like not too much hills.
And speaking about San Francisco, what are like some trends that you see in the city actively that that catches your eye? Like it could be from like Design Buddies, like just different like creatives in different ways that. For example, like AI, I know AI is getting more active here in San Francisco with like Waymo and a lot of different ways that can be incorporated. But for you, what are you seeing out here in the city that kind of like catches your eye?
Oh man, a bunch of buzzwords like B2B SaaS, agentic, MCP, Llama, LLM.
A lot of buzzwords.
Way too many buzzwords. Let me fix my bunny ears. So here in San Francisco, I see a lot of buzzwords in terms of like the advertisements I see on the highway and conversations I have with people at tech events. These buzzwords are like AI, AGI, LLM, B2B SaaS, MCP, agentic. And honestly, like I low-key feel like everyone's trying to win the AI race and like build what investors like to see, which is like, I respect the hustle and people kind of follow trends. Also longevity, like people are really into biohacking. But there's also, aside from the tech bros building B2B SaaS AI, I feel like there's a really great, vibrant underground creative scene here. Like there's people who do fashion, art, film. There's like a lot of creatives in the town. And I feel like I grew up in the Bay Area, but when I heard like 20 years ago, SF was like more hippie, more artsy, but then it got more expensive to live here because of the tech bros. So they all migrated to East Bay, to Oakland.
Yeah.
So that's also something. It's like a lot of tech people pushing out like families that have been here for generations. So it's kind of sad because the rent price is just super high because AI, all the companies there. But I don't know, I still love SF, but I don't love it that much that I spend my whole year here. I actually travel a lot and I live half time in LA. LA is really different. I feel like I like everything about LA except how far everything is. I love how SF, like I don't have to have a car. I can go anywhere. I walk most days of the week because the city is literally 7 miles by 7 miles.
Yeah.
But in LA, I feel like in SF, like when you go to like a birthday party, the first question you get asked by someone new is usually like, what do you do? Or like, what are you building? Which I thought was normal, like I respect the hustle. People want to talk about that. That's fine. Like I admire that. But sometimes it can come off as like people trying to get to know you just for like how they can like use you in some way or like benefit from you. Versus in LA, like we just like go on so many random topics. Oh, and SF, this is like a really Twitter rabbit hole I went into, but there is this concept of Riz and Tiz, which is charisma and autism. And I think people try to maximize for both Riz and Tiz. Like their autistic side helps them become really cracked, like really good, really deep into something, but like not really sociable. And Riz helps them sell. So in SF, people are trying to optimize for like Riz and Tiz, but it's more Tiz. Versus LA, I feel like people are tis about like psychology, like how humans work. Like people are obsessed with that. So just have different type of obsession. Versus in SF, people are like tis about AI and stuff, which also I feel like there's a topic of like AI and like creatives. A lot of creatives are not really liking AI. They're just like, ew, it's AI. And I have different thoughts. I also have like, I can also understand as a creative. It's like I spend so much of my life building my craft, my illustration craft, and AI can just do it and take this human side out of it as well. So I respect that, understand that. But also like, I feel like AI is also great for like inspiration, helping you like synthesize information more properly, helping you with like life, coming up with like interview questions, or like I use it to like prep for my sponsorship calls, and like prep for my podcast interviews as well. So yeah, I don't know. That's kind of a long ramble about like SF because I feel like all of SF is just like really obsessed with AI. Maybe it's my friend group. Maybe it's my tech bro circle.
It's interesting. It's really interesting. Just seeing how like, you know, I feel like nowadays it's not even about like are you using AI. It's about how effective you're using AI. Because it's specifically like, you know, especially in the job market scene, is definitely like you utilizing AI in a way that can be like effective as far as like job application process, like how you're talking about your experience. That's another thing. And it definitely caught my eyes with the resume roast. So I'm definitely curious on like how that process goes about when you do resume roast.
Oh, resume roast?
Yeah.
So we do events every week. We do like portfolio roast, resume roast, landing page roasts. Honestly, like it's just like time for like, well, I don't go too hard on my roast. I think next week I kind of want to go harder. We just try to get feedback just because in the Design Buddies, one of the most active channels is our feedback channel, and a lot of people like want feedback on their work. And we thought we just do it live just because it's fun. It also helps us grow, helps us get more newsletter subscribers. And also how we make money is actually we have like our cohort. So we have like both B2B and B2C business models for our cohort. We have like a portfolio, we have like a 10-week design project cohort where they can learn design 0 to 1, work with a VC-backed startup and get a job afterwards too. So our resume roast is also like our funnel to our cohort. Also a way we can like, just like engage the community every week so they feel like there's still stuff for them to do and just like keep the community going, helping people meet each other and learn like practical advice because most people come into Design Buddies to learn about design and get a job.
Yeah. No, that's real. And, you know, let's just say, like, for example, you have someone that is interested in doing the same things that you're doing, but they don't know where to get started. What would be some advice that you have for them?
I would say, like, do whatever you want. Like, for example, like, if you want to start a community, depends on, like, what kind of topic. It just starts with, like, gathering a couple of friends who are interested in the same thing and putting them into, like, a coffee shop or, like, a Zoom call and so chatting with each other, learning about their goals, their pain points, what they're looking for in a community, how you can help them. And I feel like with community building, it's all about, like, the relationships your community members have with each other. So I try to, like, engineer serendipity and, like, helping, like, match people one-on-one, match people into small groups, having events, small curated events, big, large events. So I try to like have different activities people can do to like meet each other because like the goal of it is like not have to focus on me but having the focus on each other. So like has community building for content creation. So I've actually been yelling on the internet for over 10 years. I started on Tumblr and DeviantArt back in the day.
Tumblr.
Yeah. Were you on Tumblr?
Oh yeah, I love Tumblr. I've been on Tumblr. You ever heard of this photo app called Visco?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Visco.
I still use Visco to edit my photos.
You still?
Yeah.
Dude, I
use the same filter, C1, for my Instagram.
I need to start using Visco again.
Yeah. Yeah, Tumblr was fun. Were you on Tumblr? We had a Tumblr blog as well.
Dude, I had, oh man, you're really exposing me. I had a Tumblr blog back in 2008, but it was just specifically for Bleach. I was a Bleach fan. No, I still am a Bleach fan. Bleach is my favorite anime of all time. But I had like a Bleach Tumblr fan page in 2008.
Wow.
I know. It's crazy.
Throwback. Yeah, Tumblr was so fun. I was on Art Tumblr and Fitblr and Runblr, which is like fitness and art and running. I had different accounts for that. And I like got randomly like 10,000 followers in a year. I was in high school. I was like 14. And I was like, this is fun. So I started just like making content on like Tumblr, Instagram, and then I kind of put content creation aside for a couple of years because I was focused on school. And now I focus on like LinkedIn, Instagram, newsletter, Discord. But I would say with content creation, like I would just like start sharing what you're passionate about. For example, if you like art, share your art on Instagram. If you're interested in like film, make some videos. If you want to start a YouTube channel, just you don't need expensive equipment. Just like iPhone or Android phone. Phone mic is like good start. And just like film yourself talking about a topic you're passionate about and put it on. Minimal editing, just edit out like parts you don't want to say. It shouldn't take that long to edit, but just like do it, put yourself out there. You don't need anyone's permission to like post something.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of creatives, especially with social media, they're afraid about what other people will think. And that's what stops them from posting online.
Yeah.
And I'll say that not everyone's a target audience, so don't worry about pleasing everyone. Just put yourself out there and the right people will come.
Yeah. Emphasizing consistency and also like not being afraid of learning new tools. Like for us, you know, one of the things that's so important is trying to get out of our own comfort zone and also learning, like, you know, specifically with me, learning about website design, learning about editing, learning about a lot of different things that kind of pushes you to a higher level as a creative. That's definitely like something that's the full emphasis of what it is that we do. But this is the last question I'm going to ask you before we close it off. I know that you're always going to be active as far as doing events and doing a lot of different creative things, but is there anything that you can share that you have coming up in store?
Oh yeah, we have a career fair, a design career fair here in San Francisco and online in like the third week of September. And the career fair, we're trying to get more like people hiring designers to join, because I've got a lot of inbound from like founders hiring designers, and I feel like that's the biggest thing we can do for our community is like help them get connected with monetary opportunities. So the career fair, hybrid, we're gonna do hybrid as well. It will be free, and the goal is just to get designers land jobs. I'm also going to be in LA for 2 months. We're going to host a lot of content creator events. I have a podcast that I hard launched recently, How Creators Make Money. So I don't know if you are listening to this and want to jam on like events, community, content creation, business, feel free to reach out. Happy to like have a conversation with you and see ways we can potentially work together and make some cool content together too.
100%. Grace, I'm excited for what you have in store. You're always on Elevate, and I'm excited to be part of this journey with you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Yep. You gotta nod it.